We have a bonus sales video for you this week, courtesy of our friends over at Cubic Games, and this is their back to school sale. Make sure to smash timestamps all over this thing, and also in the top pinned comment there's a link to the Cubic sale that will give you all the information you want on one nice neat page. Or in my case, back to doing the same thing I do every day, try and take over the universe. Leave your completely normal comments down below if you've got time between playing Quake, and we'll pick out a few people for a free code. Make sure your notifications and all that stuff are on, like you gotta click bells and blow whistles and stuff like that. Blow all your whistles and, and click all your bells. And yeah, be notified. This seems to be a bit of a collaboration between Cubic and All In Games, and here are 11 of their best titles, as well as all the prices and information you'll need. Alright, what's on sale? Well, let's find out. First up, we've got Badlands, the Game of the Year edition. It launched a few weeks back on Switch, and many of you will have played it way back in the day on mobile, but it has a sizable discount at the moment. Now, all of these discounts can actually be even bigger if you own one of the other Cubic Games titles, and that usually even includes some of their free games. Badlands, though, is very fun. It holds an average review score of about 9 out of 10. It's beautifully colourful. It's more of a puzzler here, and you'll be trying to get your clones from one side of the stage to the other. There's loads of different mechanics that are introduced. There's over 100 levels. What's very cool is you can do them all in co-op as well, and there are 78 different achievements. It's an absolute bargain to begin with, but I mean, if you own one of their other games, then you can get it for almost nothing. Absolute peanuts. Then we've got Tiny Lands, which Glen looked at. This one is currently half price, but again can be even cheaper. And as the title suggests, it is filled with these beautiful little dioramas that create these tiny little lands. It's a classic style puzzle game where you'll have to rotate and zoom and then interact with the scene in different ways. This will change the aesthetic, the sounds, and it gives the experience a really relaxing flow. There's a few good games on Switch now that are super chill, and I did mention that maybe we should make just a top 10 most relaxing games list. I like that the Eshop, their final point says, grab a cup of coffee and just chill. I'm like, yes please. This one's only 566 megs and well worth checking out. Next up, one of the best kids picks this week is Blazing Beaks. This is a traditional style top-down roguelike game where you can play 1 or 2 players co-op, or you can play 4 players in like a team deathmatch. But in the 1 or 2 player co-op main story mode, you've got 47 different weapons that you can unlock, and you choose a different bird that you play with and they get equipped with a different weapon. It has a very cool mechanic whereby there's a risk and reward, so every pickup until you get to the shop will basically do you a negative. So it will basically stitch you up, give you slower fire rate, or make you take more damage. And then when you get to the shop, you can trade these in for some nice, shiny, useful items. So there's that real balance between what you take and what you don't. There's a number of boss fights in here. It's not too taxing, but it's certainly challenging enough, and my daughter and I have a great time playing this one. It's only 510 megs. It's developed by Aplava, I think that's how you say it, and it's down from its usual $14.99 to $1.99, and then even more if you own one of their other games. Then we've got Dex, which is $1.99 or your regional equivalent, usually $20. So the mathematician in me tells me that's a 90% saving. This is a very cool game. I enjoyed it immensely. It's a fully open world. It's cyberpunk. It has those Blade Runner vibes. It's a tiny bit clunky in certain places, but I like that you can choose your way out of many situations. So you could go and try and stealth your way and do things quietly, or you can try and talk your way through, or there's the blunt instrument approach that I know many of you guys enjoy. For this price, it's well worth it. It has a download size of 6 gigabytes, so it's a little bit more chunky than some of the others. But if you haven't tried it already, I'd say it's worth it for that price. I love me some flight simulator action, whether it's arcadey or more traditional, and Red Wing's Aces of the Sky I thought was very good. This one's reduced from $20 to $4, so 80% discount or more if you own one of their other games. There are 10 different warplanes to fly, and it includes Baron von Richthofen, so why wouldn't you want to play it? Someone's there going, who's Baron von Richthofen? And someone else is going, it's the Red Baron, come on. And then they're getting a blank look. Now, it does have 2-player mode in here as well. It's developed by All In Games, and it's a 5.2 gigabyte download. Very fun if you like some arcade flight sim action. got Mana Spark. Now, I've mentioned this a few times. I was very impressed when I played it originally. It's, again, a bit of a roguelite game. You have to make your way through different stages. There are some nice boss fights. There's a very cool pixel art style, that kind of minimalist approach. And then there's a main hub area where you can gradually rescue people who then help you out. So they might become the person that sells you items or upgrades your gear. They added an expansion to this one that includes co-op, I believe. And it has just the right balance between the handcrafted and the procedurally generated to make it a bit of a standout. I thought this was very good, and I know many of you did as well. It was released back in 2018. Now it's only 396 megabytes, so a very small download, and $1.99, so 80% off. Then we've got REKT High Octane Stunts. Now, I've only played a little bit of this one, so you'll probably have to let me know in the comments what you thought of it. But it did include 4-player split screen, which was really good fun with the kids and the missus. And it also runs at my favourite 60 FPS, which is a real touch. There's loads of different stunts that you can perform. There's 50 different customizable cars, tons of different challenges. It's one, yeah, really for a group of you that you can just have a good laugh on. And this is also a nice small 304 megs, and it's currently $1.99 or your regional equivalent. I think this next one is my favourite of the entire list, and it's just come out. It's called Fort Triumph. It's $14.99, reduced from $20, which represents 25% off. This one includes probably my favourite genre, which is the tactical turn-based combat that you'd see in something like XCOM. But during the combat, you can actually use your surroundings, things like trees and boulders, and then you can turn them into weapons, which can be devastating. There are 4 different factions and also 4 classes to choose from. You'll be building up your main base and gathering resources, and it has an excellent soundtrack from an award-winning composer. This is a really good game. Really good, actually. And yeah, I mean, I would love to actually get a review of this out. They keep asking, but I've been so busy, as you've probably seen from the channel and the amount of stuff that we're releasing. It's just been crazy busy, but I would love to get a review of this one out. I think a lot of you would like it. It has up to 8-player multiplayer, and it's only a 1.1 gigabyte download. Now, I haven't played these, so I've left these till the end, and I'll just tell you what they're all about. The first of them is Eyes, the horror game, which is $1.99. It's only usually $2.49, so it's not, you know, it's not expensive whenever you get it. And it says that you'll be discovering the secrets of an abandoned homestead, trying to survive in a haunted hospital, and walking the corridors of the possessed school. Sounds absolutely horrible. Not my idea of a fun time at all, but I know you strange people that like scary games are into this kind of stuff. That one's 709 megs and looks far too scary for me. The final one that we want to mention is Pocket Mini Golf. Again, not a one I've played, but I can imagine exactly how this plays out. It's like a party game again, isn't it? You can do 1 to 4 players, you can play locally, and it's mini golf. It's crazy golf, essentially, trying to get round in the fewest shots. It looks alright, a fun little pastime, and there are 50 different levels. It's all physics based, which I like to see. There's nothing worse than these kind of games where it doesn't use real physics and you're like, oh my goodness, this is just painful. So yeah, not bad at all. And that one is retailing at $1.99, again, or your regional equivalent. A couple of good party games in this list for sure. The final game then is called Tools Up. It's 80% off, taking it to, well, its lowest ever price, and it's very similar to something like Overcooked, but this time around you'll be going through, what is it, life's most stressful thing, moving house, except you'll be with a group of mates, hopefully having a real laugh as you try and juggle this physics-based furniture into the back of your van. There's loads of different stages, and it's a constant race against time. A really fun one this if you've got a group, and it has a download size of 2 gigs. So that's it for their sale. Please do leave those comments. We'll be dishing out some codes, and we always reply to as many of you as we can. Do you know what? It's actually the highlight for us and especially for me, is reading your comments and replying to them. Like, making the videos is awesome, doing all of that stuff, but like the satisfaction from just sitting down and answering some comments, and sometimes you guys absolutely rip it, and even that, do you know what I mean? Like, it's all good. That's what the SwitchUp family is all about, being real. So there we go. That is it for this week. I'm going to the gym to hurt myself and probably regret it, but I'm going to quickly have a motivational cake for all things Switch, all the time. Oh, thanks to our patrons. You guys are amazing. Keep it Switch up. Cheers. See ya.